We begin in Texas, where the man accused of shooting and killing 5 neighbors, including a child, is being held on $5 million bond.
He was arrested last night after investigators were tipped off. Several other arrests were also made in connection. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas commended law enforcement for the arrest, calling them truly heroic. But earlier today, the sheriff's office said that there is still a lot of work to be done.
That massive effort you saw was wonderful. The effort was to catch this guy. The case is ours. We do our own work, all right? And you're talking about a lot of work, and we don't have many people, so these are gonna be 15-hour days, 7 days a week, till this thing gets wrapped up.
CBS News correspondent Janet Shamlian joins us now from Cold Spring, Texas. Janet, when I was filling in on Weekend News Saturday, this was the lead story. A lot of folks have been scared and frightened that it's taken this long to arrest Oropesa. How did investigators finally track him down?
You're right, Errol. This has been going on since late Friday night, right? So on Sunday, the FBI and the local sheriff's department came out with an $80,000 reward. They put signs all over the place in Spanish, hoping to get tips. And apparently tips were coming in from all over the country. Yesterday at 5:15, they received a tip in this area that they followed up on, and they say by 6:30, they had him in custody. There was a report of him at this house about a dozen miles or so from here in the town of Cut and Shoot, Texas. Authorities went there, knocked on the door. They said there was some initial resistance from whoever answered the door. They then found Oropesa under laundry in a closet. They took him into custody without incident. He was initially in a jail in that area. He's now in the jail here behind me in San Jacinto County, Texas. At this point, charged with 1 count of murder.
And Janet, we heard the sheriff talking about the long road ahead of them. Tell us, what are the next steps in this case?
Yeah, so it's just 1 count of murder right now, but we know that 5 people died in this incident. And the district attorney spoke here just a short time ago. He says there's a lot of investigation. If they want to do capital murder, this will have to go before a grand jury. I mean, they just took him in, less than 24 hours ago. So they're just holding him here right now. There's a judge who will visit him later today. That's called magistration, but it's not an initial court appearance. And you can imagine that the investigation, guys, at this point is in its infancy.
And Janet, we understand some other arrests were made in connection to this case. What do we know about who that may be and if more are expected?
Yeah, Errol, really interesting. So the 2 arrests are an acquaintance of the suspect and his wife. So his wife, authorities have said, we're cooperating. She was cooperating with them all along, but apparently she wasn't really cooperating, or she said she was cooperating. On the other side of the coin, she was arranging transportation and what they call aiding and abetting. If she is eventually charged with that crime, that's a 3rd-degree felony here in the state of Texas, with anywhere from 2 to 10 years in Texas prisons. There could be more arrests in terms of people who aided and abetted, but at this point, we just know of those 2, the wife and an acquaintance.
All right, Janet Shamlian with all the latest information. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Janet.